When one of the biggest YouTube channels in the world reached out to me and said, "Ron, can you design us a new website?" I said, "Yes, but that would be boring. Let's make things interesting." We're taking 10 up-and-coming designers from all around the world and have the Flux mentor experts guide them through the redesign process, and may the best design win.
Well, I think we are some of the only people in the world qualified to find out. Let's see.
Welcome to StudioXperience, a 5-part series showing you the behind the scenes of how professionals do web design. Brought to you by Flux Academy in partnership with Webflow. Today, we're meeting the team and the client to learn about the project to make sure that we can deliver the best work possible, hitting exactly what the client wants and needs.
We kind of know where we want to be, but we're not super sure of how to get there.
Subscribe to follow the entire process over the next months as we upgrade the Hacksmith brand, redesign their website, and then develop it using Webflow and handle all the highs and lows of making the ultimate YouTuber website real. Our 10 designers are split into 2 teams. Each of them is led by an expert mentor. Let's get to know them.
My name is Fungi from Harare in Zimbabwe. I work with Flux as a brand design coach, and I have been designing for 8 years.
I'm Matteo, designer and developer from Italy.
Juan, I'm from Venezuela.
Pedro, Lisbon, Portugal.
I'm Randy, from Chicago.
My name is Tin Matic, I'm from Croatia.
My name is Matt, I'm in the northwest of England. I've been a professional designer for 20 years. Today I work as a freelance art director on campaigns and branding, as well as teaching with Flux on YouTube.
I'm Paul, I'm from the UK.
It's Andreas Krušakin-Libolska, Netherlands.
Alexander Olivier, Transylvania.
My name is Gaito, I'm based in Singapore.
I'm Latem, I'm from Israel.
Each one of our team members has their own unique strengths and weaknesses. Like any design team, their success depends on understanding their own and their partner's strengths and weaknesses so they can work together and make the best out of this project.
Teaching both academics and fine art.
I started with Webflow.
I'm a designer in the Web3 industry. It's very, very technical.
Web design, Webflow.
UX, UI design.
I am a big geek about Lego bricks, so I always try to use this framework to build user experiences.
I started with Webflow like around COVID time.
I've been working kind of probably 20 years, a couple of agencies, client side as a digital marketing manager.
Graphic designer in a marketing and brand design agency.
I'm a web designer and branding designer.
The first step with any web design project is a kickoff session. We want to learn more about the client, their strategy, their wants and needs. Now, what they want might not be exactly what they need, but we have to get this right.
I've been making stuff on YouTube for over a decade now. Short background on the website. I made the original one. We had a guy and make us Wix website. We haven't really done anything with it. We need to establish the brand for this company to truly expand and do more. Top companies looking at my company include like Apple, Tesla, and SpaceX. Brand is pretty powerful, and we can probably do a lot more with it than we are right now. We want to keep up that larger than life, science fiction, Stark Industries-like company. Anything is possible.
I want to talk about audience, or who needs to care about this.
95, 99% of them are going to be fans. But then some of those are going to be brands, companies, potential partners.
On YouTube, we very much go after the mainstream audience. So that's how we're able to amass almost 14 million subscribers. Our core audience are individuals who are interested in new technology, interested in engineering, making things. For them, I'd like the website to show the latest video. We have a calendar to tell them when new videos are coming out, new events are happening.
You're jumping into the end. We're not talking about the website right now. What about the partners?
There's 2 kinds of partners that we have for our videos and sponsorship. We either work with agencies, and then we work with actual brands. Companies that we would actually like to work with the most would be movie studios. For example, our John Wick project. In the first week of John Wick 4 coming out, they made about 140 million at the box office. We did 10 million views. If you assume an average ticket price of about 10, 11 bucks a ticket, that's 14 million views versus 10 million views. I would love to almost exclusively work with movie studios. We did Mortal Kombat 2 years ago, Kingsman. If we could get like 4 or 5 movie deals a year, that could be our main premium content.
What do you think or want people to feel when they interact with the Hacksmith brand?
Based off of what I've kind of witnessed, it's like they want to learn, they want to build and they want to like create.
What is currently frustrating you? Like what is the gap?
We've been doing pretty damn good, but we know we could do better. Part of the issue right now is I don't think we are actually communicating the most clear brand image to our audience. We've kind of just continued doing what we're doing, and changes take a while.
Brand messaging is sometimes different across different platforms.
It's not telling the story of where the company is now.
If you have one person go from like the YouTube channel to our current website here, it's like, are you in the right place? This doesn't look like the thing that I just saw on the YouTube channel and was excited about.
I hope that this project will give you the toolkit to align all of these together. I want to move to talk specifically about the website. Among the things which are the goals of the website, build credibility with advertisers, drive sales to product, drive sales to your Patreon, maybe help recruit for your team, maybe build an email list, maybe provide extra value to your audience. There's a lot of things. The thing about goals is that we have to prioritize. Potentially you can say, yes, we want to do all of them, but you can't push everything at the same force. Otherwise it becomes meaningless.
Definitely build credibility with brands. The purpose isn't necessarily to sell products. That's the purpose of Hacksmith.store.
I'd say telling the brand story. If we're not getting brand deals through the website, at the very least, I want it to be connecting the dots for the average person.
What information do fans need or look for?
If they want to work for us, they need the careers page, like realization that there are real jobs and it's a possible thing that you could hope for. Information about the company if they're questioning whether we're real or not. If we can turn Hacksmith Industries into $1 billion company, you could actually go back and see the entire growth on YouTube, through the website, etc. And I think that'd be really cool. But like Amazon starting in a garage, like all of them, they started in a garage. So did we. But we're the only ones who have been documenting this growth of the business. So I think we have a really cool opportunity to be able to continue telling the story as the business and the brand.
I was wondering if you'd be open to sort of telling us the story behind your logo.
Originally, blacksmiths were the be-all, end-all maker. They made weapons, they made tools, they made armor, they fixed things for horses, buggies, you name it. So the idea of a hacksmith was kind of like a 21st century jack of all trades, where we have the anvil from blacksmithing, and then we have the Swiss Army knife, or jack of all trades, combining the two.
We're going to wrap it all up in kind of like a project brief, and we're going to send this over to you to say, you're right, you got us. The brief is a guiding document which we'll use throughout the project to measure whether our work is going in the right direction and we're hitting the client's goals. What do you thought about the kickoff meeting?
It's very interesting for me to see a YouTube channel looking to build a website.
I learned a lot in terms of especially how do you tease out requirements from clients?
The pain points that they have with their current website.
There's sort of like a challenge of nailing down the right sort of impression.
I went through all of your briefs and I put one that I feel represents everything that you have shared, including my understanding. So this brief is going to be what our directors are going to review and give you feedback based on this. Let me show you how I structured this. I started off with a line explaining what this brief is, because we can't assume that the Hacksmith team has already worked on design projects with designers in the past. So we just want to make sure that they understand what this thing is. So project overview. Here's what I have wrote down. Over the last few years, Hacksmith grew from a one-man YouTuber into a full company with a much bigger vision and team. Hacksmith is building Hacksmith Industries as the parent company with entertainment, retail, education, and more as subdivisions, aiming to build $1 billion company on par with the best tech companies in the world. Project description. At the moment, Hacksmith website is failing to reflect where the company is today, so redesign is required. Flux will present to creative direction fully developed on Webflow. As part of the sub-projects process, an update to the Hacksmith brand will be proposed to make all visual elements for the company cohesive and high quality. This is just basically kind of like more or less what the project is. Project objective. In this sense, we're very, very lucky because this was very, very easy. Very clearly said that the primary objective is to make the website much more credible. And again, credible is today is not looking like a company from the 80s or something like this. So look credible and appealing to potential partners, ideally movie studios. In a lot of clients that you will meet, they're not going to agree on what the primary objective is. They're going to argue between them, or they're going to say 5 things that their primary objective, and it's going to be a very difficult discussion. We're very, very lucky that they have clearly stated and they're all aligned that this is the #1 objective. Target audience is very simple. It's both fans and partners. Key desire attributes and emotion. Yeah, I took this almost completely copied from one of your briefs because this was well articulated. And establish as professional to answer why is it worth partnering with Hacksmith. Again, potentially this is the most important thing because this is the top primary objective. Now, project scope is just for them to understand what they're going to get. I didn't want to write here a brand book because maybe they have a sense and they're going to look at how's Tesla brand books look like, and it's going to be overwhelming. So I just called it brand toolkit with a color palette, typography guidelines, logo, imagery guidelines. This is what we are basically promising them. If we decide we want more of that, then we can, but we don't have to, right? Homepage, projects page, about page, partnerships page, careers, we're going to link to their ATS, which is applicant tracking system. It's basically where they publish jobs and track applicants. We're going to, of course, link to the e-commerce store. We'll show recent videos. We'll do the company timeline because they were so excited about this. And again, ties to the primary objective, make it very straightforward. Potential brands to know where do I click, talk to them, contact, needs to be very, very easy to find. This step is crucial because if we get this wrong, it might be very, very costly and frustrating down the line if our design is not aligned with what the client is actually trying to achieve. We're going to send it to the client for approval, and only once they sign it off, we're going to get started with the actual design. Subscribe to the channel to find out how the Hacksmith team reacts to our brief, and follow the entire design process as we update you week after week. You do not want to miss this. I'll see you in the next one.